So I guess I'll get started with you, Joseph. And from week 8, which game did you go into the week saying, "Hey, this is kind of a game I want to look at"? And coming out of the week, which one did you think told us the most about how the season is going?
Yeah, so going in, it was the Thursday night game, the Packers and Cardinals, and I think I remember last week's episode. I think I picked the Packers, or I said the Cardinals would get their first loss, I believe.
Right.
I didn't say that on here. I thought that, but and that proved to be true. You know, we talked about the Cardinals a little bit last week and their playoff, not chances, but their playoff capabilities once they get in. And I said that the Packers would be one of the teams that I would favor over them in the playoffs. And it was a competitive game. Kyler Murray didn't have a great night, I would say, but he hung in there, gave them a chance to win at the end there. But the Packers came out on top, and I think that showed that they're still a little bit of a step above the Cardinals. In the NFC, even though the Cardinals came in undefeated. So going in, that was the one I was probably looking at most.
I think as far as the Packers and the Cardinals go, the Packers don't really impress me, except for Aaron Rodgers. Basically he played that game without his top receiver and two other guys. Two other guys, one that was hurt, another one that was out for COVID. And the guy still was able to engineer a victory. I think Aaron Rodgers may be the most valuable player in the league to his team. Okay.
I think there is a case we made of him over Brady because the Buccaneers have a better team around.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you take Rodgers off the Packers and they're nothing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And the Cardinals, it's kind of like their old coach used to say, I'm afraid that they are what we thought they were. I know they were undefeated. They were at home, though. They were playing a Packers team that was very shorthanded, and they couldn't get it done. And Kyler Murray, they had a chance to win that game with about 12 seconds left, and Kyler Murray threw an interception in the end zone. And I think you just can't have those things happen. Now, the Cardinals now are tied with the Rams in that division. I think the Seahawks and the 49ers have kind of fallen off, and they do have to play the Rams again. And we'll talk some more about the Rams and what they've done here the last few days. But I'm starting to wonder about the Cardinals just a little bit, maybe.
I think this was, like Joe said, this was the game I was most looking forward to. I think this is the game that maybe told us the most too, because the Packers to win that game on the road without some of their best players on offense, is pretty telling. I know you can say the Cardinals aren't there yet, which I don't think they quite are, but still, though, they were undefeated. The Packers, that's still a big win for the Packers without their main weapons. So I think the Packers could probably beat any team in the league, really.
I agree. Yeah.
As long as they have Aaron Rodgers. It's like dodgeball. As long as you got Aaron Rodgers, we'll be all right.
Yeah, that's right.
And the Cardinals are going to win that division still, obviously, but I think this is just kind of like a preview of what the playoffs would look like for the Cardinals. They're great. They're a really good team, and they're not going to get. I think they're at the point where they're not going to get blown out by anybody.
Right.
They're not going to look bad. But when it comes to playing some of the elite players like Rodgers and some of those type of teams, I don't think they can quite get it done.
I'll let you weigh in here in a minute, Joseph, but let's look at the remaining Packers schedule. They're 7-1 right now. They're at the Chiefs next week. Then they host the Seahawks, at the Vikings, host the Rams. That'll be an interesting game. Host the Bears, at the Ravens, which will be another interesting game. Host the Browns, and then host the Vikings, and then at the Lions. So looking at that schedule, I would only say the Chiefs, the Ravens, and maybe the Browns and the Rams. The Chiefs, the Rams, the Ravens, and the Browns, and maybe not all four of those will be testy games. Probably not the Browns. So really, the Packers could end up, 13-4, 14-3.
Yeah, I think that's what you're looking at. And then also you have to remember too, now it's November. The Lambeau Field weather will start playing more of a factor.
Right.
In September, October, the Rams, you said, is 3 or 4 weeks away. So, it may be down in the 30s by that point there. It's, Rams coming from California indoors. That's just a whole other element to them. But, I agree with you. I think the Packers would go at worst 13-4. I think they only lose 2 or 3 games,
Right. I agree with that.
I agree.
Yeah. I think the Packers, could be one of the better teams in the league right now.